Well, if you haven't heard, I'm just kidding, of course you've heard. Tesla stock is getting absolutely smoked. I mean destroyed currently. And I have a warning for Tesla stock investors. I'll discuss why I believe Tesla stock is getting crushed. I'll share some data showing the insane disconnect between Tesla's stock price and Tesla's execution. I'll share a number of near and medium term catalysts to send Tesla stock higher, and I'll tell you exactly what I'm doing with my own money. So let's get into it. Hey guys, thanks for watching. If you enjoy these videos, there's a bunch of ways you can support the channel, access exclusive content and perks, and get some free stocks and crypto. Check out the links in the pinned comment below. You can get 2 free stocks with WeBull, a free stock with Stake, free Bitcoin with Coinbase, and free Bitcoin with BlockFi, and the BlockFi Bitcoin Rewards credit card. You can also pick up some Tesla, Elon, and investment themed merch in the merch store. If you want to take it to the next level, join thousands of members on Patreon to gain exclusive access to over 100 Q&A videos, loads of exclusive content, exclusive access to my up-to-date 10-year Tesla stock price targets, and even access my Tesla valuation model at the investor support level and above. So check out the links in the pinned comment below, and thanks for your support. This is Tesla stock closing today at $764 per share, getting absolutely destroyed, down almost $60 a share. The one-day chart here almost looks like the hill Nikola pulled their truck up to roll down and film and confuse and trick investors to think that it was propelling itself when it wasn't. If we zoom out to the 5-day, it's a similar story, down over 16%, down $150 in just the past 5 trading days. Zoom out to the 1 month, we'll see Tesla stock, as usual, extremely volatile. There's been a lot of ups and downs along the way, but over the last 1 month, Tesla stock down almost 20%. If we zoom out to the 6 month, we see a very different story. Tesla stock up 7.84%. Again, a very bumpy ride. We can see a range here from around $700 all the way up to a peak of well over $1,200 per share. A lot of volatility bouncing around and ultimately ending up where we are today. Year to date, Tesla stock down over $420 per share, losing more than a third of its value just this year. Zooming out to the 1 year, Tesla stock up a whopping 2.97%. If we contrast that with the 5 year, Tesla stock up over the last 5 years a mere 1,386%. A little bit of a difference. As we can see on this chart, over the long term, Tesla stock trending to the moon, but very volatile along the way. After peaking around $180 pre-pandemic, next minute Tesla stock gets absolutely trashed, down about 50% as the world panics and thinks this is it, it's the end, everything's over, life will never be the same again. Then of course, Tesla stock heading to the moon, up about 600% since the low during the pandemic. There's been many moments where Tesla stocks reached a peak, $880 early January 2021, before collapsing 30+%. We zoom all the way out since Tesla's IPO, the stock up almost 20,000%. Decent return for those investors who are smart enough to actually hang on. Now, I promised a warning for Tesla stock investors. Well, here it is. Let me quote this tweet from Gary Black. I've rarely seen such a disconnect as Tesla, where EPS revisions, earnings per share revisions, go straight up and the stock gets crushed. EV adoption is soaring and Tesla is doubling capacity, but there's been nothing from Tesla on how it gets to 50% growth past 2022, barely an opening, full self-driving metrics, new products. For those that don't know, Gary has a Wall Street background. These comments here, Tesla hasn't explicitly told the Wall Street analysts who kind of need it spelled out for them sometimes, hey, numbnuts. Here's how we get 50% growth past 2022. You know how we do it? We keep increasing capacity at Berlin and Austin and Shanghai and Fremont. But forget that. Let's look at this shot from the Bloomberg terminal, which sums things up perfectly. Red line here, Tesla earnings per share estimates for the full year in 2022. And in white, Tesla's share price. Over time, there's a very strong correlation between earnings per share estimates. It's very hard to argue against this. There was a period from early to mid 2020, all the way till mid 2021, where Tesla's stock price got a little ahead of Wall Street estimates, which, by the way, were dramatically underestimating what Tesla would actually pull off. We can see here around mid 2021, earnings per share estimates going to the moon, Wall Street finally realizing, oh, Tesla's way more profitable than we thought. We've seen this trend continue with Tesla stock moving up fairly well in line with EPS estimates, and now a huge disconnect. This is the key warning I have for Tesla stock investors. In my opinion, this won't last. Not only are Wall Street analysts massively, and I mean massively, underestimating what Tesla will do in earnings in 2022. Despite the estimates increasing, they're still way under the mark. But Tesla has an incredible number of extremely bullish catalysts just around the corner, likely to put massive upward pressure on Tesla's stock price. Of course, no one has a crystal ball. I'm just sharing some data and information with you guys and girls. It's likely, at least in my opinion, that this gigantic disconnect won't last forever. I expect we'll see Tesla's share price converge with EPS estimates over time. But why is this happening? Why is Tesla stock getting absolutely destroyed, crashing day after day, week after week, month after month, despite the company continuing to execute, scaling at a ridiculous rate, printing billions of dollars in profits per quarter, extending their unassailable lead? I think there's two key reasons, both two sides of the same coin. In a nutshell, fear and panic. Reason number one, the macroeconomic environment, concerns about interest rates rising, multiples coming down on growth stocks, people panicking out of those, moving back to value stocks, aka value traps. In addition to this, there's now the added uncertainty of the Russia-Ukraine conflict. In short, there's a huge amount of fear, panic, and most importantly, uncertainty in the stock market, and this is crushing growth stocks like Tesla. But in my opinion, this is all noise. Over the medium and long term, none of this stuff will have any impact on Tesla whatsoever. This is very important to understand. What Tesla, the company, is doing, their execution, their technology, everything to do with Tesla is one matter. What the stock market is doing, the emotions of investors, the concerns of hedge funds, investment banks, money managers are completely unrelated. They can have an impact on the price of Tesla stock, but Tesla stock is not Tesla. This is very important to understand. Time for a really quick history lesson. In mid-December 2018, Tesla stock was trading at $73 per share, split adjusted. Less than 6 months later, Tesla stock had crashed almost 50% to around $36 per share. This, in my opinion, was the bargain of the fucking century. Tesla had already unveiled the Model Y, explaining that it shared 3/4 of its parts in common with Model Y, so people who understand manufacturing, economies of scale, parts in common realize, oh, this thing's going to come together quickly, it'll ramp quickly, it'll be extremely profitable. Tesla will benefit enormously from ordering way more parts because they're used for the Model 3 and Model Y. This thing's going to be a money printer, amazing. Tesla had already broken ground in Shanghai for their Shanghai Gigafactory, which we now know is pumping out give or take 70,000 vehicles per month and still scaling. Tesla was on the cusp of printing enormous amounts of money, becoming extremely profitable. Again, this is very obvious. If you look at what they're doing, their plans, the execution, it was a done deal. It was just a matter of time. Yet the stock market completely ignored Tesla, the business. Remember, we talked about this earlier. The business and Tesla stock became completely disconnected. In my opinion, we're seeing the exact same setup. Another replay of the same scenario that took place in May 2019. There is a gigantic disconnect between Tesla, the business, and Tesla stock. None of it rational or reasonable. Instead, all completely and utterly fear and panic based. Emotional rather than logical reasons. After bottoming out in the mid $30 per share in May 2019, can you believe that? Just a couple of years ago, May 2019, Tesla stock less than $42.69 per share. Today, up about 2,000% since that point. Many people were very surprised to see Tesla stock head to the moon during this span of time. Not everyone was surprised though. This time around, the near and medium term catalysts for Tesla stock are on a whole other level. We don't just have one factory in China breaking ground. No, we've got two gigantic cutting edge factories opening almost at the same time, one in Berlin, one in Austin. These are strategically extremely important for Tesla. These factories will massively increase Tesla's profitability over time. Obviously, the revenue and everything else that goes along with that as well. In addition, the 4680 cell on the cusp of mass production. This is an absolute game changer that will ultimately drive Tesla's battery costs down by over 50%. Yes, that's right. Tesla's battery costs, which account for about 30% of their vehicle costs today, will halve in the next few years directly on the back of the 4680 cell. Never mind Tesla's full self-driving software becoming increasingly more capable every single day. The opening of Austin, the opening of Berlin, in my opinion, both will be extremely positive catalysts for Tesla stock. And again, I want to be clear, I don't have a crystal ball, so anything could happen, especially if things happen in the world that scare people that have nothing to do with Tesla. But if people were rational and predictable and logical, which they aren't, the opening of Berlin would be a massively positive catalyst for Tesla stock. The opening of Austin will also be a massive positive catalyst for Tesla stock. The same too of confirmation that Tesla has successfully ramped 4680 cells and is now putting them in vehicles being sold to customers. In addition, Wall Street analysts are massively underestimating Tesla's 2022 deliveries and earnings per share. It's my opinion that this disconnect can only last for so long. If I'm being honest, I'd prefer it to last for multiple years because I could keep buying Tesla stock at bargain basement prices. And I have no idea how long this panic does last, but I can tell you, until then, I'm buying Tesla stock with every spare cent. In my opinion, Tesla stock in February 2022 may be looked back on as the second greatest bargain in the history of the stock market after Tesla stock in the mid-30s in 2019. For those who don't have access to my Tesla stock price targets, which are available exclusively on Patreon, check the card in the corner or the link in the pinned comment to join. You'll gain access to those plus a ton of exclusive content and plenty of other perks. My bear case price target for Tesla stock this year is well in excess of $1,300 per share. And my base case, not my bull case, my base case price target for Tesla stock this year, $1,685. In other words, if I'm right, and of course I may be wrong, short-term predictions are fraught with danger, but if I'm right, we could see Tesla stock double within the next 12 months. which is why this morning I transferred a bunch of cash to my brokerage account rather than continuing to save for my imminent tax bill. Let me know in the comments below if anyone watching has been buying the dip, what you've been paying, how many shares, etc. I'd love to know. I'm always curious. Also, please let me know if anyone's sold any Tesla stock as well. I'm not going to troll you too hard. I'm just curious what people are doing with their hard-earned cash. And now I just want to show a few charts, some information, some data showing my buying patterns, my behavior around Tesla stock over the last 5, 6, or maybe 7 years. Talk's cheap, actions are what matter. What we're looking at here is my complete buy history of Tesla stock by year. And for the record, if you don't know, I've never sold a share, I just continue to accumulate. So we can see here since 2016, I've been buying Tesla stock. I've purchased at least a little bit every single year from 2016 all the way until 2022. And I do have a point here, so stick with me, folks. By the way, these figures are all split adjusted. So in 2016, my average buy price for Tesla stock was $43 per share. I picked up exactly 1,800 shares. In 2017, my buy price was around $49. In 2018, my buy price was about $53. 2019, $51. 2020, $236 per share. In 2021, my average buy price almost $800 per share, above Tesla's current closing price. And in 2022, my average buy price getting close to $1,000 per share. 2016, 17, 18, and especially 29 were peak fear, peak FUD, short sellers attacking Tesla, people accusing Elon Musk of being a fraud, all kinds of crazy stuff. Tesla stock got absolutely pounded, yet as you can see from my actions. 2019, I picked up 1,000 shares of Tesla stock. And for the record, I was actually retired in 2018 and 2019, not earning income. So what I was investing was actually my safety net, my emergency buffer, all the cash that I had aside before I retired just to cover my expenses and emergencies. Well, it turns out the biggest emergencies I had to deal with in 2018 and 2019 were buying the Tesla stock dip. And obviously, that's aged pretty well. Just for fun, I also keep track of the percent of money invested in Tesla stock that year versus the percent of shares I ended up accumulating. For example, in 2016, less than 6% of my money into Tesla stock in total accounts for almost 30% of my shares in Tesla stock. 4-year period from 2016 to 2019 is just absurd. 14.5% of my money in equals 65% of my Tesla stock ownership. Pretty good return. But the question is, why am I still buying in 2020 and 2021 and 2022? Look at this buy price. I mean, dude, what? My average buy price in 2022 is about 20 times what I was paying in 2016, 17, 18, and 19. Am I an idiot? Should I be buying a different stock? The truth is, I just can't find a better risk-adjusted opportunity. I'm sure there's plenty out there, but I haven't been able to identify one yet. In my opinion, Tesla stock over $1,000 a share was the best bargain in the stock market. Guess what? It's now in the high 700s, and what does that mean? Well, it's still the best bargain in the stock market in my opinion. It just means my expected returns over the next 1, 2, 3, 5, 10, 20, 30 years are significantly higher than they were a few months ago. This is what conviction looks like. This is what paying attention to Tesla the business rather than Tesla stock looks like. Have you ever heard anyone say, I wish I bought more Tesla stock, or I wish I was earlier in Tesla stock, I wish I didn't sell Tesla stock, I wish I didn't panic during the crash during COVID, etc.? Well, I'm definitely not going to be that guy. I've had my eye on the prize rather than paying attention to the noise for the last 6+ years. So far, it's worked out okay. This is also what conviction looks like. This is the average price I've paid for Tesla stock per year. In 2016, 17, 18, and 19, it looks like a joke. We're talking $40, $50, $60 a share. Interestingly enough, in 2019, I was paying less than I was in 2018 and 2017. Why? Huge disconnect between Tesla and Tesla stock. The same situation we're in today. But that's not the point of this chart. The point is I continued to buy. In 2020, I paid almost $250 per share on average for Tesla stock. Many times what I was paying in the previous 4 years. But I'm not backwards looking. I'm forward looking. I was thinking about the future, so it still looked like the bargain of the century. The same is true of Tesla stock in 2021, where I was paying about $800 per share on average. And yep, you guessed it, the same is true in 2022, when my average buy price is approaching $1,000 per share. This chart shows how many Tesla shares I purchased per year. Again, this is split adjusted. This has been me buying with every spare cent. My income has varied a lot over this period of time. In the beginning, I had a business. In the middle, I was retired. And now I have the YouTube channel. This was literally every spare cent and then some poured into Tesla stock over the last half decade or so. The reason I shared these charts was just to show what the conviction of one investor looks like. This is what happens when instead of panicking and worrying, oh my God, stocks are down, it's crashing, should I sell, rah, 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 instead of being concerned about things that have absolutely nothing to do with the company's long-term execution, you actually just focus on, funnily enough, the company's long-term execution. In the past 12 months, while Tesla stock has done approximately nothing, the company has doubled their production capacity, which is going to again double over the next 12 months, has been forced to increase the prices on their vehicles because wait times are getting out of hand, meaning they're printing insane amounts of money with industry-leading profit margins. Costs continue to decline further. Tesla continues to gather more data for autonomy. Tesla's manufacturing and technological advantages continue to improve. Their lead is extending. No one's catching up to Tesla. Tesla's running further and further and further ahead. And yet here we are, Tesla on the cusp cusp of opening 2 new, extremely lucrative, highly profitable, cutting-edge, latest generation factories. Model Y are well on track to become the best-selling vehicle on the planet. Tesla openly having told the world about their plans to develop a humanoid robot, massively scale the global labor market, and by the way, also solve AGI along the way. And yet Tesla stock has effectively done nothing over the past year. So I don't know how long this disconnect will last, but my warning to Tesla stock investors is as follows. I implore you to do your own homework, draw your own conclusions, and pay attention to what Tesla the business is doing, and forget the noise. As I said earlier in this video, it really does feel like we're approaching peak fear in the stock market. And with peak fear is peak opportunity. Am I going to look like the biggest moron on planet Earth for buying Tesla stock in the high 700s in early 2022, in 2032? Or will people look back and think, wait, what? Tesla stock had a market cap under $800 billion in 2022? It's moments like these that separate investors from clowns and clowns from their money. As is the story of my life, I once again find myself swimming against the tide. Someone's going to be wrong, and if I'm being honest, I don't think it's going to be me. Let's see how this video ages. Here's to a bumpy ride to the moon. Let me know in the comments below what you guys and girls are doing. If you've been buying, selling, panicking, crying in the corner, asking daddy to hold you. Are you the type of person who worries, gets anxious, fearful, and panics about their investment when their stocks are down? Or are you more of the mindset, well, who cares what the stock's doing? Let's look at what the company's doing. Don't forget, if you'd like exclusive access to my Tesla stock price targets, which I mentioned earlier in this video, the bear case, the base case, and the bull case, all the way out to 2031, so you can see just how far I think we have to go from here. You can sign up to Patreon with the card in the corner or the link in the pinned comment, and you'll also gain exclusive access to over 100 Q&A videos and loads of other content and perks as well. I'll see you over there. I'm Stephen Mark Ryan. This is Solving the Money Problem, and I love you all. Hey guys, thanks for watching. If you enjoy these videos, there's a bunch of ways you can support the channel, access exclusive content and perks, and get some free stocks and crypto. Check out the links in the pinned comment below. You can get 2 free stocks with WeBull, a free stock with Stake, free Bitcoin with Coinbase, and free Bitcoin with BlockFi, and the BlockFi Bitcoin Rewards credit card. You can also pick up some Tesla, Elon, and investment themed merch in the merch store. If you want to take it to the next level, join thousands of members on Patreon to gain exclusive access to over 100 Q&A videos, loads of exclusive content, exclusive access to my up-to-date 10-year Tesla stock price targets, and even access my Tesla valuation model at the investor support level and above. So check out the links in the pinned comment below, and thanks for your support. And if you're still watching, you're awesome. I read every single comment on this channel, and I really appreciate your feedback. So if you've got any thoughts on today's video, questions, comments, or suggestions for a new video, let me know in the comments below. Check the cards on screen now to browse the merch store, join Patreon, or watch the next video.